Good evening. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Hold on one second. Had a little feedback going in there from a second radio. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I introduced myself. Is there any emergency? Forget there's no emergency traffic. If there was, you'd already be in here dialing 911 or on the way to the hospital. So if there's any emergencies, don't hesitate to call 911. And you can call us later but before the ambulance, the police, or the fire department show up, or the immigration naturalization, those guys, ICE, those guys. Net may be broken for everything except for that ICE thing. Okay, for information on the net, you can see us right now on YouTube. Just go to YouTube. You can watch you don't have to participate. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But you can see what my transmission looks like, and you can see what everyone else's signal looks like to my radio, and you can also hear stations you might not otherwise hear on your crappy antenna, or your attic-borne antenna, or your discone, and or your J-pole in the attic, particularly. Some people do well, depends upon their elevation. Anyway, I make fun of that, but I've added a couple of J-poles in the attic and a couple of discones in the attic. Anyway, or you can go to, by the way, you can put your call in, what am I saying here? Yeah, you can put my call in the search block to get to the YouTube video. And you'll see it come up as a premiere for my channel there. All right. Also, you can also go to 146415.net to look at the Simplex information, which most of you know all about. Also, you can go to the groups.io page. That's groups.io. In fact, there's lots of internet resources and chat locations, email systems for ham radio and everything. If you just look for them, you'll find them, I think, for any radio or whatever. Anyway, under groups.io, you just put in MJSS in their search block, M for Mount Juliet. Simplex Society, and you'll see it'll bring up the thing, and just you can join that way. Also, you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8, but tonight at this moment we're on 146.415 in case you happen to be off frequency. So I don't think you were, though, but this is where was I headed here? Oh yeah, but the purpose of it is to have fun. Figure out where we're going, what we're doing with our shacks, how well we receive. It would kind of figure it out. If you're working repeaters all the time, you never figure out that your antenna really sucks, because so many repeaters I can work from, especially if I'm out in the driveway. I can work most of the repeaters, and no, not all of them, just bunches and bunches of them. But that's no fun. Anyway, you'll see. Tonight we have, for announcements, we don't have anybody coming in. No guest hosts, but we do have 4 nets tonight. We got the 2 meter where we are now. We're going to move over to 2 meter upper sideband on 144.240 if you're writing it down. And then after that, we're going to the 6 meters on 50. That's 50.135 upper sideband. And then for those that have them, we can smoke the finals on 223.415. Which is a fun area. It's not always, it's not as good as 2 meters on propagation, but it's almost like a private channel here in Middle Tennessee, because hardly seems to be anybody out here on Simplex. Same thing is true of DMR. Same thing is true of Fusion, and the same thing is true of our DMR, Fusion, and D-Star here that we do 7, 715, and 730. Anyway, and this is net number. I don't know what net number it is. 885 maybe. 886, that's what it is. And we're starting from I didn't write anything down tonight. We're starting from the north tonight. I have to fill in the blanks. I usually get ready for that. Anyways, we're going to start out with short timer mobile tonight. So, does anybody have any other announcements that we need to know about? Yeah, Michael's got to clear his throat and he needs some cough medicine. Now the Sunday night net, which is tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. 7:30, that's 730, 1930 hours if you're going by the 24-hour clock. But it's 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Be there with Michael, KM4YRF, and he does there on 28.415. It's 28.415. Last week, I think we had a bunch of people from, I don't know, we might have people from other countries and several from other states. So it's always a surprise on 10 meters what happens. 6 meters, not so much, but we've even had crazy stuff happen on 2 meters where we were talking to Illinois. But that's a rare thing. Any other announcements besides the clearing the throat announcement? All righty, then we'll just jump into mobile and or short on time. I got nothing. Who was it? Boy, I got a lot of noise in there. Anybody know who that is? Really, I'm not copying that station at all. Email me or something. Not copying that. Try it again, maybe in a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. Anybody else short on time or mobile?
Oh, that might be Rick.
Okay, smell them.
Not hardly.
Okay, well, text him. See if it's Rick. Hey, we'll check him in. All right, anybody else short on time or mobile? No, I guess not. We're having a short on time or mobile shortness net. Anybody else from the from where was I starting? Oh, from the north. That's where we're starting. Anybody from the north, please come in.
K4 BWA.
Hey, hold on one second, Ricky. I heard there was another station and I couldn't identify. Who was that other station in there that I'm not acknowledging yet? The other station, please. I just heard Ricky, but there was another station in that I couldn't hear. Now I don't hear anything. All right, Ricky, how's it going?
All right, it's going good. I was in here messing around with HF a little bit earlier and figured I'd wait until your net come on, say howdy to everybody.
Oh, very good. Your nets are going well, I see.
Oh, yeah, actually, my Simplex net has really picked up. I think I had 12 check-ins this past Thursday night. I think it lasted an hour and 8 minutes. I mean, we had a lot of great conversations and actually had a lot of fun, even though my back was killing me. I had a lot of times when I couldn't, my train of thought just kept leaving. I just, you know how it is if you're in pain, you know, it's hard to think sometimes, but I probably got a lot of laughs out of the deal. I don't know, but we had a good time.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, you know what's funny? I was just thinking about it that this week. Wow, when we started this net almost 9 years ago, it started off slow and everything. It's been fine, and we've had lots of check-ins. But I did notice we get less. In other words, we started this net. Bowling Green started the net. The Rutherford folks started a Simplex net, and you guys started a net up in summer. And each of those, well, yours more than anybody's, took some people out from that area, the north part, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I'm glad that other people are having nets because that's what I like to think is a great idea because it makes everybody better prepared for problems, and they also get to talk to each other more often because nobody uses repeaters anymore, or they don't seem to. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, Rick? It's great that other nets have been fired up.
Oh yeah, Roger that. And I do like Simplex a lot more. Repeaters have their purpose and they can reach out a lot farther depending on, you know, where they're located and whatnot. But you know, the Simplex you can talk longer. You don't have to worry about timing out the repeater. Or in the summertime when I do my net on the repeater up here, if the temperature's like over 90 degrees, I have to be real careful about talking too long or the net running too long because it will overheat some of the repeaters. So yeah, the Simplex has I mean, and I think it's a lot better in the long run as far as regular use. And hey, I plug all of the Simplex net. I at the beginning of every net, I always try to send people down your way. Try to send people up there to Steve up there in Bowling Green. And as far as I know, those are the only Simplex nets that I know of, unless you got some more.
The only other ones there's the monthly Simplex net that Rutherford County uses, their Aries net, which is a pretty neat one. They get upwards of pushing 20 people checking in on that one. But that's really just an Aries net. It's not really a conversational net.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, I don't even know that frequency, but I might be able to hit that one. I don't know. But yeah, we had a good time, and I don't want to take up too much time because you got what 3 other nets to go to after this one. So I'm just going to say, God bless everybody out there. I appreciate you doing your nets. You got a great net. I enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. Get to hear a lot of people, and I can keep track of the ones I can't hear by just going through your YouTube page, which makes it really convenient. So anyway, this is K4 BWA, Ricky up here in Portland. Giving it back over to you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That's Ricky, K4B, yes, Kilo 4 Bravo, Whiskey Alpha. He does a net on Thursday nights. That's at 7. Correct me again. It is at 7 p.m.
Roger that, 7 p.m.
Yeah, very good. 7 p.m. I did get it right this time. 147 555. 147 555. And that's at 7 p.m. on Thursday night. I do send out a reminder on that if you guys aren't on the, for anybody who's not on the email system. But anyway, who else is short on time? Or, no, who else is north?
WB0 and OO.
Hey, Mark, you got a nice radio in the background. Sounds good over your microphone.
Yeah, well, I think Moses was talking.
Is that what you call your ex-wife now, Moses?
No, Moses was actually on TV.
Okay, well, it must be that movie.
Yeah. I don't think it was a documentary.
Very good. No, I understand. No, it actually sounded good. Your audio is so good that whatever that was, I was listening to with the music, it sounded nice.
Well, I turned it down. That happens to me occasionally. But anyway, I don't really have anything for the net. So have a good evening. Everybody survived the storm, I guess.
Most did. I'm trying to think if somebody told me they had some problems. I know there's been a couple of glitches here and there, but they might have just been normal glitches. I don't know. I don't know anybody who lost any. Oh, I know. Wes up there in up north toward the lake in Wilson County, he had some problems with the tower making some swaying motions or something to that effect. I forget exactly what he said.
Oh, wow. Well, it was blowing all day today. And pretty miserable out there.
Oh, it was. It was really blustery, and I was expecting more tree problems, but there wasn't, because it was really. I mean, the wind was coming from the west in a really big burst, and I thought that my back storm door was locked because I opened it up and went to open it up to let the dogs out. The wind keeping it shut.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at my 510 up on the tower, and it was really whipping. I didn't look at it the other, I don't know, a few weeks ago when we had the big windstorm, but today it looked like a mobile whip.
Yeah, no. Maybe you ought to put some of those rings on that so you can get guy off the top of those tall ones.
Well, that's a thought.
Well, it takes the abuse, though. I mean, they have taken abuse. I've never seen one get busted, but who knows? Whipping around like that, I did notice, and I think I mentioned this last time I was on the air, on the net, that the rings did lose the tightening. The lock nuts on the sections. I think one of them might have been more than one. They weren't loose, but they weren't tight. I had to tighten them up when I put it back together.
Did you get yours back together and up?
Oh, back together and up, but it's still not performing the way it should. So at the moment, I still haven't gotten out there to. I'm not sure. I got to do a little bit of research because the actual antenna inside the the radome looks fine. All the screws are fine and all that was fine, and it looks like a brand new feed line. So I'm sure that's fine. So I still got a SWR problem. So I'm guessing it's one of those because there's actually electronic components inside the radome.
Yeah, I think there's some capacitors in a matching network kind of down at the base of that thing. Maybe a nearby lightning strike might have popped one.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking, and I got to do a little research on how to get that apart. I don't know how to get that get at that section because I can't. I'm trying to remember if I could see it last time I had it apart or not, because it's just a little encapsulated area. Like I don't know if it's in a plastic sleeve or it's encapsulated in epoxy.
Yeah, I think there's a set screw on the base that allows the the ring with the connector on it to slide out. And I think that's where it is.
I'll have to take a look at that. Of course, you know the deal. I mean, have you ever taken anything apart and you start taking things apart and you go, okay, that's not giving me access and I don't want to pry this thing too far.
Oh, yeah. That's when you break it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm more careful than I used to be. Let's put it that way. I was fixing a washing machine some weeks ago, and I took a whole back off of it, and I had all kinds of stuff disconnected. I go, I can't get at that section from here, and I had to do the typical. If you ever repaired a washing machine, all you have to do is pop the top. It's on a hinge on the back. All you have to do is drive a wooden wedge in there. It'll pop right up. Anyway, it's like, you live and learn.
Well, yeah, or you don't.
Yeah, it's just well, they say that experience is the best teacher. Well, it is the most expensive teacher.
Roger that. All right. Well, I'll be listening.
Very good. That's Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. Oscar, he is in northwest Wilson County, up towards the weather station up there. Who else is north? Okay, one more time. There was just a little bleep and a burp there.
KE4TWR.
Hey, what did you say you had with the wind problems today? I was trying to remember.
I don't know what I thought. I was going to do some tower work. I walked outside. It was a hurricane.
Yeah, we know that. You probably got more of that wind, I'm guessing, up there northeast of me.
It was hurricane force. By the way, that was me trying to check in earlier with an HT from the yard. That was unsuccessful.
Yeah, that was today unsuccessful for sure. Now you're fine. Of course, you're on the base unit, right?
Yeah, and I listened to you and Brian talk for a while I was at the ball field. And I was quite entertained. So anyway, everything's good here. Nothing fell down. It prevented me from doing some much needed work. KE4TWF.
Yeah, entertained by two Yankees talking about their experiences in their youth. Anyway, that was West. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India in up by the lake and North Wilson County. Who else is north?
Comment.
Hey, go ahead, Michael.
Paul, that was Rick trying to check in short time.
So I had two people doing it. Very good. All right. We'll tell Rick he's checked in and he needs to get a 1,000-watt amp.
I'll do it.
So, all righty. Who else is north? Please come now. All right, I had two in there. I had KF4. What was the Bravo station?
KF4BBI.
KF4BBI. Refresh me with your first name again. I'm going to get it right one of these days.
Oh, good. The name's Rob.
Rob. And Rob. Is that it here in Mount Juliet?
I am. I'm about a mile and a half from Mark.
Okay, very good. I thought you were. I was making an educated guess there based upon my very loose memory at this point. How you doing, Rob? You seem to have a lot of but give me another transmission. I'm not sure how to describe it. You almost sound I don't know how to talk to me.
Sure. Hopefully it sounds pretty good. Glad nobody had any major damage. Sure was windy yesterday and today.
Oh yeah, it was a little more than I expected, really. No, you've got like this hum on that. That's what it was. There's a kind of a deep bass hum in the bass. It's not annoying. It's just there, you know. And I don't know whether if you have a mic gain. I don't know whether it's the microphone itself. It's a little scratchy, and I don't know if that's a mic gain issue or a mic issue.
Well, this radio is older than my kids, so it's entirely possible it needs a little love and attention.
Or just a smack.
I got a big hammer around here somewhere.
I just got a big hand. I gave it a good whack. That always works for. At least it makes you feel better.
That is true. I don't have anything for the net. I appreciate you letting me check it.
Yeah, very good. We used to have the old tube Zenith set we had from 1959. If it wasn't tuning in properly, you just gave it a good whack on the side of the cabinet. Anyway, that was Kilo Foxtrot 4 Bravo India. Rob here in Mount Juliet, K4, and this is K4PW. Who else is north or west?
KM4YRS.
Very good. How you doing, Michael? The night went well tonight. How many did you get on Fusion? Because I came back from my horse purchase and you were gone.
Yeah, we only had 5 tonight. It was short net.
Yeah, we only had 6 on DMR and only 5 on D-Star. So it was a little lower than normal, but that's kind of the midpoint, I think, for everybody so far. But still, the nets are yet young.
Oh yeah, I understand. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, I was scared to death yesterday in that wind because I just knew that both of my antennas were coming down. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. They had to have canceled some flights over there at the airport.
I would be a bit surprised.
Anyway, no, in fact, I think they had some damages. I heard some trees were down and some other problems up there north, up in north of Henderson, north of Gallatin. They had problems.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It was the wind was strong, and I was watching the trees out beside the house just bending over, and I just knew that they were both going to come down. But on a side note, I got my address changed with the FCC, so my address shows up correctly on QRZ now.
Ah, very good, very good. You know, we complain. I complain is not the right word. We say about, hey, boy, we had to do something with our antenna. The wind was bad. It's really bad. It's you go, and then you go. Then I read in the news this morning, that all of the storms that came across from, and throughout all of that storm front that moved through with all of the heavy weather, yeah, like 22 people died, and you go, yeah, I guess I don't have any problems at all.
And I know it, and it's just so sad to hear all that.
Well, that was on top of the 23 from Mississippi a few days ago. It's all really, it's amazing the power of a storm like that, those storm systems. I mean, in fact, I was watching an independent guy who is like a weather freak. Who apparently does a blog or a web show, and he was talking during the storm front as it moved through, and he was talking about how it's only happened. This number of weather warnings from the Weather Service at one time has only happened once or twice before in the history of the Weather Service. That's the number of tornadoes and storm warnings they had.
Oh my gosh, I know that was awful.
Anyway, like I said, our problems seem very minute. My antenna fell down. Okay, great. Yeah, this other family's got 3 dead. Not much of a comparison.
No, when you come out of something like that with your life, you have to really, really be thankful.
Oh yeah, and of course you got to pick up your house and move it back on the foundation. There was a couple of homes I saw in that video it went through a town. I forget the name of the town in Indiana that I watched today on YouTube. The guy had a drone site, and it showed one of the homes completely gone from the foundation. All that was left of the concrete and some blocks around the perimeter.
I saw some footage from Fox News today about that. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, the power of 100 to 200 knot winds is, I say knots. I'm still using that term after all these years. I don't know what the Weather Service does. Meters per hour. No, they usually use miles per hour. But no, it's the amount of wind that gets generated in a tornado. I'm not sure if they know the maximum, because I remember seeing that in one storm they said it exceeded the capacity of the machines they had at 250.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, that's a lot of wind, and I was watching the Fox thing, and it showed just the telephone poles were just broken like toothpicks.
Yeah, it's ugly. Anyway, anything else for the net, Michael? You sound great.
Nope, that's all, Paul. I'll see you on 6 meters.
Very good. That was KM4 Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot Michael in just to the west of BNA, the airport. Who else is that'd be Nashville Airport? Who else is west?
KO4 OTV.
Hold on, Joel. Let me get that other station's call at least. It was KG4 what? Oh boy, I lost the last part. The last letter I think was Bravo, wasn't it? You're a lot of static in there tonight.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Is that Victor Alpha Bravo or Bravo Alpha Bravo?
Zulu Alpha Bravo.
Oh, very good, Carlos. Carlos, have we talked before?
No, this is my second time.
Oh, very good. Glad to have you in here. Where are you located?
I'm in Donaldson, about 5 minutes.
Oh, very good. Very good. You survived the storm okay, I guess?
Yes, I heard you guys talking.
Very good. You have and again, a lot of static in your signal tonight. I usually get most stations from Gallatin pretty well. Is what kind of antenna and where is it located?
Yeah, I had to take it down.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of that because of the noise. I know it's not you. It's just the signal strength is a little low, but a lot of that static's creeping in there from your location, from somewhere around here. It doesn't. I've got some noise here, I guess, too, if I look at it.
Yeah, this is some static.
Well, very good. You got anything else for the net for us tonight? Yeah, I'm glad you're there, Carlos. I appreciate we appreciate people who show up, I guess is the right word. We have no requirements, but we like people to show up because people every time it sounds kind of it almost sounds silly, but every time somebody comes on, you get a better handle on how well your station functions in relation to how well you can hear the other station. You know, it's kind of a we've been doing this now for almost 9 years, so it's kind of it must be working out well.
Yeah, just before I go, just one question. That's for the DMR net. What do you need on that?
We meet on DMR on 146,460. It's 7 o'clock at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night before we do this now.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I'll have to check you guys on that.
Yeah, and of course you just remember you have to plug that in as a simplex frequency because we're not going into most people who have DMR, or at least the majority that I've met, have gotten into it to get into chat rooms or whatever they're calling them on the through the internet or through a repeater. So it's all just simplex, and it works out pretty good.
You said that was 146,460?
That's correct, 146.460. And we've got about regularly half a dozen that show up, 5, 6, sometimes 7 people. So it's a young net, and most people aren't on simplex and DMR. And DMR is also a very difficult mode compared to FM simplex. It's got a little few. It has problems with propagation that you don't find on 2 meters FM, and it's got some problems in its structure because in order to properly communicate, there's a little beep that happens. Let's say if I start talking, and then there's a delay of about, I'll say about 6 seconds. I don't know how long it is actually. And then you hear a beep, and that's when the other person can talk. So there's always this little time delay between transmissions. If you try to jump that time delay, it sometimes truncates what you have to say.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for having me on.
Very good. If you want to test out like on DMR simplex, just let me know and we can work out a time to meet on the air.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Very good. That's Carlos Gallatin, Kilo Golf 4 Zulu Alpha Bravo. New, at least to me, on that. I maybe checked in last week when I wasn't here, which is an oddity for me. I've been here a long time. Joel, there you are. I forgot, almost passed you by there. How's it going up there, Joel?
Yeah, if I grabbed the right microphone, I'll be in good shape. Man, not bad. I got too much going on here. I got to turn some of these radios off. I listen to free speech radio over here on the TGIF on DMR. It's kind of interesting, but pretty good, man. I'm just kind of chilling out here, just watching this Mecum auto auction deal here on Motor Trend TV. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot.
What's this nonsense I hear about having free speech in this area?
But I tell you what, man, it was a long night, man, and I'm not all the way there today. I tell you, I was up late. I'm sure everybody on the net was, but my sister texted me and woke me up, which I had the TV on when I heard large tornado on the ground. It kind of got all my bearings rolling there and got me up and going there. But I was glad we dodged the bullet, to say the least.
Well, this area, like I said, that what I heard, at least I think it's true, that this was the most number of warnings and or tornadoes on the ground, warnings at least from the Weather Service for the storms, as they move through where they move through in those different fronts, Indiana, Illinois, all the way down to Tennessee and wherever else they were. And so only one time or once or twice before have there been that many warnings.
That was very impressive, though. Yeah, because every single time, I mean, it seemed like every minute it was like a new one was being issued. That's how fast they were moving. And I mean, it was about overwhelming. And when they finally passed here, I was so happy that I could finally actually get sleep. Oh my God, it was just I feel like I've been in a daze mostly today. But I tell you, Iowa had a monster one come through there. But to me, the one last week was Mississippi. Now that was something else, man. I guess I've never seen a water tower of that size get hit by a tornado and come crashing down like that. That was just insane.
Yeah, I saw that. I noticed the same thing. By the way, I got to tell you, my wife and I were watching some tornado videos this morning, just from those different locales, and just getting sick to your stomach looking at them. And we somehow got into a discussion, and she says, "Oh yeah," she says, "You know what you ought to do?" Because they were showing some from videos of inside buildings. That's where the subject came up. And my wife gets a little stupid. Nah, that's not the right word. It's true though. Sometimes she goes, "You know what? It'd be neat to do. To wear a suit of armor, like from the days of old. You wear a suit of armor and go in there and you could just do anything." I go, "No, you can't." And she says, "Well, why not?" I said, "Because when you get hit with a suit of armor, that dent stays in. It's not like a rubber suit, man. It would hurt you." She goes, "Well, I guess you're right." She hadn't thought about that. And I go, "So there's no real," but she goes, "Oh yeah." She goes, "I'm going to wear a helmet. The next one is a tornado warning." She does. She's got a motorcycle helmet from years past. She's going to wear that. I go, "You're going to be an interesting interview after the tornado comes through town."
Well, they recommend. I heard them saying bicycle helmets, which I guess something to protect your head is not exactly a terrible idea, I guess. But I thought about it last night while we were hunkering down in here in the hallway, and we had two. They looked like twin tornadoes coming at us at one point up here, and I thought about that, and I thought, well, I mean, I guess I gotta wrap my head with a pillow or something. But yeah, I tell you, man, that's something they do recommend. Like if you got a bicycle helmet, I heard them say that several times last night. I think it's the first time I've heard them say that.
Okay, I'm going to get a picture of me and the XYL sitting watching the weather warnings with two of us sitting there, with her with her motorcycle helmet and me with my bicycle helmet on.
Hey, but at least they were safe, right?
I guess we're going to have to put bike helmets on all the dogs too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one for my cat as well. Get them all in there.
No, it's and then I heard Tom down in Rockville. He's the one guy. I don't know how many other people have those steel shelters, those tornado shelters. But his wife insisted to get in the shelter. They both got in the shelter with the dog, I think.
I thought about that this morning. When I was working up there at the Facebook facility up there in Gallatin, where they had these, there'd be 2,000 people on the job site. Well, they had these great big giant storm shelters that you get. They were above ground, but they were steel, and I mean they could, sustain, I think 300-mile-an-hour winds or something crazy. And they were tanks. I mean, they were built. They were really long, like half tubes. That's all they were, and a concrete slab bolted down like there was a couple feet. And I'm telling you, man, these things were not going anywhere. I don't know exactly what they could actually withstand, but they even had hydraulic arms on the doors that if you got like blocked in, you could actually get out with like these hydraulic jacks. It was pretty neat. And I was thinking about, seeing how much something like that would cost, just for, a small version, nothing of that magnitude, something, just to get a few people in there and just, wait it out for a little while and wait till it passes. But I tell you, right now, it's not sound like a bad idea, because I tell you, it seems like the weather is getting worse every year.
Well, they do have them at Lowe's and Home Depot. You've seen those at their locations.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, look look under tornado shelters, and you'll see there's a whole variety of them, and they range anywhere from, as I recall, $1,500. And it depends on how many. If you only want to have two people, like if there's a tornado, you send your visitors home. Okay, if it only accommodates two people.
I'm sorry, but y'all ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, no, I got to get one for 2 people and 6 dogs.
Well, I need one for 3 dogs, my wife, and the cat, I guess.
Yeah, no, they do have them, and of course, they're you're gonna have to have help sliding it into wherever you're putting it in the garage. They also have the ones that are built into the concrete. It's the one that you cut a hole in your in like your garage, and you put it there, and it's got a door on it. That you open up. You could conceivably park your car right on top of that spot. On both sides of it. But they have both of them, the above ground ones and the in ground ones, and they're both approved for. I don't know what they're approved by, but they're approved by somebody.
Yeah, I haven't seen the one where they cut the hole in the concrete. I have seen that one, and I, it was just I don't even know, I think it was in a catalog or something I was looking at one time. Heck, it might have even been Lowe's or Home Depot. But that was pretty neat, actually. I've got a big slab I could do that with, and that's probably not a bad option.
Yeah, no, it seems to me that would be a good one. In fact, I think I told you guys that one of the homes that got destroyed here on my street, when he rebuilt, he turned his entire, because he had a walkout basement. The house was built on top of the basement, and they redid it, and then when he put up, it was all poured concrete walls for the basement. I don't know what they did on the floor for the first floor above the garage, but solid concrete walls on that basement wall.
There was a town about 11 years ago, maybe 12 years ago now, out in Kansas that was wiped off the face of the earth, basically. It was worse than the one in Mississippi. And I think only one building actually did get touched in the town. And when they started rebuilding, I think now that's exactly how they build all the homes there. That all the walls are all poured concrete, and they can withstand some serious, serious winds. And I thought, man, that's not a bad idea to even do here, really.
No, in fact, they changed. I don't know how long they've had the code, and I don't want to dwell on this too long. But down in I forget the name of the county down there, Monroe County, I believe it is, where Key West and the islands are down there. In South Florida, those county construction rules, because of the high winds, and I assume tornadoes, but all of the walls, exterior walls of a home, it's solid pour foundation with the concrete on the earth, and then all of the walls are concrete block. All of those have rebar in every course of block that are poured into the base of them are poured into the stubs are poured into the concrete base, and then they're brought up through the courses of block, and then the top thing holds down the roof. The top piece of rebar is hooked onto the roof structure all the way around the house.
My God, yeah, that's a tank. I saw where a guy had done that for the Hurricane Matthew. That was a monster. There's the only house that withstood, and I think some kind of airplane designer designed it, and he said it could withstand up to like 500 miles an hour or something like that. And I tell you, that thing took 185 to 200 mile an hour gusts, and it didn't look like anything even happened to it.
Wow. Anyway, I forgot to tell you, in each course of block, once it was brought up, before they put the trusses on, each course of block is backfilled with concrete.
Oh my God! I bet it cost a fortune to build those.
Well, Key West is not a cheap place to live.
Oh no, I know. My dad used to live in Key Largo years ago, and I remember him talking about that.
Yeah, no, it's a neat place, but well, if you like desolate, I mean, it's nothing but, you look outside, it's nothing but ocean in all directions.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. I thought.
Oh no, it's nice if you like that. I mean, I like it. I've been down there. I pretended to be, Miami Vice down there with a speedboat. Had a good time.
And a Ferrari.
I wish. Anyway, anything else on that?
That's it. Fall back to you. KO4OTP.
Very good. That's Joel, and he's in Ashland City, kind of. He's out west Ashland City in the game preserve because he qualifies as a wild animal. Who else is west?
WY4G.
Hello, Mr. Jeff. What's up?
Hello, Paul. Well, Paul, since you're pretty similar to me in stature, I doubt we could get in or out of a Ferrari.
I'm betting I couldn't, and I bet you couldn't because you're a little bit taller than me. But my friend of mine had a Miata, and he came. He lives near Atlanta, and he was up here we were messing around. He came up to have dinner with us, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you try out my Miata?" You almost needed to put Crisco on my butt to get in that thing.
I'll say you got your legs. You know, I wouldn't even try it. I cannot even get in or out of a Corvette, so it's, you know, I'm not going to try it.
Oh no, no, that's those sports cars are. I mean, those really expensive sports cars aren't built for big people. They're built for much smaller people than you and me. Anyway, so how's it going otherwise?
Just taking care of business. That's about it. Not a whole lot going on.
Oh, good. As long as there's nothing bad, we're happy, right?
That's right. You know, I can't really complain about too much, but if I did, it wouldn't do any good anyway. So I just, you know, just keep on going on.
Well, I just as a I added little. I say when things are bad. I didn't tell you guys on the net. If I told you, everybody think it was April Fool's Day. She fell 2 or 3 weeks ago and broke her back. Okay, she fractured her back. And normally you'd go, what? Okay, and she fell at work. Okay, she was actually going into work. It wasn't actually, so it would have been it's workman's comp. Anyway, she goes to the end and she was in extreme pain, she said. Now, I wasn't there. And it's extreme pain, and she worked through the night. You know, she has a kind of a desk job, so it's not a big deal. Not like she was moving around a lot. And some people there gave her some pain medication. It's reported that the USPS employees have a lot of pain medication issues. Anyway, long and the short of it, she scheduled an appointment, went to the doctor. Well, first, the doctor said, they gave her an X-ray, and I said, okay, nah, it's inconclusive. We're gonna have to. So he did an MRI, and so she goes in to see the doctor. Now this is like a week after the fall, and she goes in. The doctor looks at. She goes, "It got really serious." She goes, "Aren't you in a lot of pain?" She says, "No, not really. It's it's a little trouble, but no ripping." She goes, "Everybody I've ever dealt with, when they have these fractures in their vertebrae, they're in extraordinary pain." Here she was, just walking around like the rest of us, with a broken, fractured vertebra.
I may not have heard her. I've had a disc rupture on me one time. That was excruciating. I couldn't even stand up hardly. It was pretty bad. So, but fortunately, there's no surgery. You know, just R&R, physical therapy. After a while, you know, about a few months, I was, back on my feet again.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. I think you already realized that when you a larger stature and larger people, I'll just use it that way, they tend to have more back issues just because of that. You know?
Yeah, and the knees. Can't forget them.
Oh yeah, well I got those. Every day I deal with my hip issues, and I've learned to kind of live with it, trying to put off surgery.
Yeah, you don't want surgery on your hip. I don't. I had surgery on my left knee twice, just tore meniscus both times. But you know, it's just that's enough. I've been cut on enough. I feel like Frankenstein almost.
I had my second wife's mother, who lived with us for a while. She had a number of surgeries, and she goes, "I'm starting to look like a baseball with all the stitches."
Yeah, well, I can relate to that. But, especially that bypass surgery, that's the big one. So that big long scar up through my chest. So that was glued together. It was never stitched.
Oh wow, that's right. I forgot that they do that. Well, you came through it just fine, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been 10 years ago, but it'll be 10 years this month. Matter of fact, 10 years this month.
I'm telling you, we live in a golden age, Jeff and others. Just like my brother, almost 5 years ago now, at 50 or so. He's either 50 or 51. He had a heart transplant. You know, he had a bad heart his entire life, and it finally was about to give out. They found the heart, and here he goes. He's still been going strong with a heart from another person who had an unscheduled accident where he died, and my brother was able to take his heart, which is awesome, and it works fine. I mean, it's amazing what medical science is doing these days.
Yeah, and it's, making, improvements or, improving it just about every day. All right, Paul, it's scary. I just been asleep. I woke up at home there and checking the net before he closed it. So here I am, and here I go. So like 73, WY4G.
Very good. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. That's Jeff in Madison. Who else is West?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
Hey, Jack. How goes it?
Pretty good. Just another day.
No, Another day. Hey, did you read, since you're the horticulturalist on board, how come none of my bushes, some of my bushes ain't coming back with green leaves or buds or nothing?
Yeah, I don't know, but my my turnip greens, which I could have swore wouldn't make it past that December freeze we had the first part of December, but they came back, and I got turnip greens out there in the garden and garlic.
Well, well, now you're confusing me. When you had turnip greens in there, those perennial things?
No,
So you planted those in the fall.
that's right, and they lived through it.
Well, that just must be something about southern turnip greens.
I just put a lot of straw around them and try to keep them warm, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. But again, I'm shocked because I've been in this house for going on 12 years, and that big, large, one of those holly type, holly, it was holly, in the backyard, the big heads, it's 7 feet tall. It doesn't look like it's coming back, and it's probably, I'm guessing it's 25 years old.
Yeah, I did lose a few plants in the yard, but I'll get new ones. They'll come back. And anyway, I don't have anything else, Paul. Thanks for doing the net, and I'll let the next one check in.
Very good. That was Jack in Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
Hey, you sound like you got a cold there. You okay there, Greg?
Yeah, a little frog in the throat. How's this?
Oh, you sound okay. I just sounded a little rougher. That's all.
Yeah, I'm the gurgling.
Very good. Everything going all right?
Doing good. Yeah, I've had to mow at least part of my front yard twice. And I've got such a mismatch of grasses. Some of them are winter grasses, and they're loving this stuff.
Yeah, I went out and mowed the onions yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, my first mowing was because of onions.
Does Scott's fertilizer have any stuff that kills onions?
I don't know. I usually put something out every year, kind of a pre-emergent. They call it that. I haven't yet, but I did put down the stuff to kill off the mold food, the bugs.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, I kind of gave up. No matter what I do, it's like a mold relocation program.
And I have these poison mold pellets that seem to work. So now if I can just kill off the ones that are here and make the rest of them go to my neighbors.
Are those the ones that you put down into their openings?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never used them.
Yeah, I've done those, and then I've done the gas bomb.
Huh. Yeah, I wish there was a better way, an easy way that would almost guarantee it. But I guess you'd have to get one of those services to do that. They come by every month or so.
And I have I have dug up a couple of them, see them working, and then you get a shovel and grab them and dig them out.
Oh yeah, my Chihuahuas dug out a couple and then shook the living hell out of them.
Yeah, I had a feral cat. That's how we made friends. It took care of my moles, and I fed it.
It's funny because the cat, I don't know what the cat did because normally they don't eat their prey.
I don't know if they were eating or just they just got to catch something. But yeah, that thing was just relentless on the moles.
That's awesome. Maybe you should have bred that one and sold them.
Yeah, she died on me, unfortunately. Like so many outdoor cats, 3 years is a long life.
Yeah, outdoors it is. You're right. Yeah, that's the one thing about when growing up north. There really aren't any outdoor cats.
Is that right?
Well, you can't leave them out in the winter unless if you're on a farm that's got barns and stuff, it doesn't matter, or you've got a garage that's protected. But generally, you can't leave a cat outside. I think they do find shelter though.
I think I'm sure they do pretty good. Yeah, the barns would pretty much all they would probably need.
Yep. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Mr. Greg?
No, see you on the next one, Katie Moore TV.
Very good. That's Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west?
KC14.
Okay, I heard two in there. Well, I heard Charles. Real good. I'll get you first, Charles. No big deal. That's KC14. How you doing, Charles?
Good evening, Paul. Yeah, I'll make it quick. I got a lot of noise on my end, I guess. I hope it's not a feed line problem.
Well, you've got a good solid S7 signal in here tonight, and some of the stations are a little noisier than normal. Yours, I don't think it's noisier. In other words, it sounds like a pretty normal signal from you, so I don't think it's a feed line problem for you.
Yeah, I got the same S7 on you as well, but earlier NES was reporting some power outages in the neighborhood across the road from me, and Who knows? It could be generators running. It could be anything. I don't know, but I got a lot of noise there. Over.
Oh yeah, I can tell. I got a neighbor who is a professional welder, and I can tell when he's working in his shop.
Yeah, I can just signal just crawling down my. I can see it start from the right side and it just crawls down to the left side. So it's pretty bad. So anyway, everyone have a good evening and 7-3 KC14 here.
Very good. That's Charles in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Fox Fox.
Hey, Charlie. You know, I heard you in there, but I did not hear. I didn't. Your voice sounds a little different today. Using a different mic?
I got a box fan on.
No. I just your voice sounded a little different today.
I have no idea. If we were starting 9 o'clock, I just woke up. I heard y'all talking earlier, and then I turned the radio down. I've been sleeping since 5 o'clock, I think, and I woke up at 8:45. I was like, wow.
Yeah, very good. So you're recovering from all the injuries you've had recently?
My shoulder's been hurting from this job. Oh, I'm going to be homeless by May 1st. I just thought I'd let people know. So I got to get all my antennas out of the tree. Yeah, it's sad.
Oh no, not another antenna project for you. So you don't know where you're going yet?
Nope. I have a vehicle, probably staying in that. I'll have my radio in there.
Oh boy. Well, I hope things work out well for you.
Yeah. On to better things.
All right. Well, very good. Keep your nose to the grindstone and keep up the good work. That was Charles, Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot up there in Ashland City, Jolton area. Who else is west?
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have a job interview for getting my CDL back going, so I do have a plan.
Oh, did you say for your CDL? Is that what you said?
Yeah, my CDL. Get my physical back going and get a local driving job. So, promises.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, keep up. Like I said, keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep up the good work. All righty. Who else is west or south? Please come down.
K4TYJ South.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy, how you doing? You there? K4PW. Looking for Jimmy.
Oh, you said Jim. I'm sorry, KE4TYJ. Yes, sir, I'm here. Thank you for letting me check in tonight.
Oh yeah, everybody. I let everybody in. You know that.
Oh, I know. But it sounds like the net's going well, and we made it through last night fine. No damage, and pray for the people over Egypt. That's all I got to say, because it was pretty devastating.
Oh yeah. Well, it was. Yeah, I heard that about Reedyville. I just haven't seen, but I only saw one or two. I'll have to look that up on the web later. Looked awful. And again, tornadoes are, and they're worse. They always seem to be here. Limited understanding, and it doesn't. You don't. The warning you get will be on your phone or on the radio. You don't even know where it's coming from. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Jim?
No, sir. Just happy to be here. That's all. Just happy to be here. KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. That's Jim. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet in Woodbury. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Echo 4 Yankee Victor.
Very good. Yeah, you sound good. You always sound good to me on that 5 watts. It's amazing how well you get up to me.
All right, always with man.
Very good. That's Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Yeah, he's got a 5 watts on one of the modes, and the signal is just as powerful as it is, and when he's got 50, it's amazing. Anyway, who else is south? Nobody else south. Over to the east.
Kilo Fox 4 Lima November. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, Richard, hold on one second. I got Kilo Foxtrot 4 Lima November X-ray, and forgive me if we've talked before. I don't remember your name.
We haven't. I've not really checked into this net that many times. I'm just down here by Providence. Getting you out, Clint. Name here is Jared, Juliet Alpha Romeo Echo Delta. And I hope to be able to check into this net whenever I am back in the Middle Tennessee area. For the minority of the year that I am, I travel a lot.
Oh, very good, Jared. Yeah, the second Jared I think I've ever met. It's a great name.
Well, there is a ham down in Shelbyville with my same name, but he's got two R's in it. And he's the only one I've ever known to have two R's, and his name's Jared, but having ED, not OD.
Oh, yours is OD, huh?
Mine is ED.
Oh,
I
okay.
only have one R.
Oh, that's funny. That's yeah, two R's. It just sounds well. Again, when you name somebody, they can name them anything you want to.
And so I always used to joke him. I tell him he's got one too many R's in his name.
Yeah, that's right. So where you're located? Over there in the north side of Providence?
Roger, north side of Providence. I'm actually in the Lowe's parking lot.
Oh, you're Lowell at the moment. Okay, very good. I, well, that's in Lowe's. You're just down the street from me. I'm up here, just where the Chrysler dealer is. I'm just the backside of the Chrysler dealer.
Roger, I figure that's why I'm hearing you so good and nobody else so well because again, being mobile, I don't have the best antenna. Mobile's always a trade-off.
Oh yeah, always. Actually, it's a trade-off. Even with a great antenna, it's a trade-off because you're always at ground level and you're subject to wherever the elevation is. But Lowe's is a particular Lowe's and down there on Mount Juliet Road is like an RF hole. Signals get worse when you get down to Mount Juliet Road.
Well, right, because the elevation, you don't have the elevation on your side. So yeah, elevation is king when using these line of sight frequencies.
Oh yeah, very much so. Well, very good, Jared. I'm glad you're in there, and hope to hear you again when you're in town.
Roger that. Donaldson is home, and I've tried to check into the net before over by Percy Priest. Again, mobile antenna, not so good.
Oh wow, I would normally be able to hear stations down at whereabouts on Percy Priest.
Right at the dam.
Oh, okay, you should be able to get me from the dam. I've worked HTs from that location.
Okay, all right. Well, I should still be in town come Wednesday, so I'll try Wednesday night.
All right, as long as it's not at the bottom of the dam.
No. From the park there at just beside.
No, I got you. I was just kidding, because that would be down at the Stones River elevation, down to the base, and that's kind of low.
Yeah, that'd be in a hole. But yeah, I enjoy it. I really like what y'all are doing. It's amazing y'all been doing it for 9 years, and it was just recently that I found out what y'all been doing. So I'm definitely on board for the motto of we don't need no stinking repeaters.
Well, we use that jokingly. I actually had a repeater owner out in Cookville. He wrote me. I don't know the fellow, and I couldn't even tell you his call or his name, but he was complaining that what's this deal with stinking repeaters, and you're denigrating the hard work of repeater owners and the investment of time and trouble. And I'm like, it's a joke, man. Get over it.
Right. And I definitely see it as a joking thing because I mean I've been a big user of Bob's machine there for a long time and have greatly enjoyed the range that those things have. But this is true ham radio right here, and I really like it. Nothing but RF between.
Oh yeah, no, and again, I've said it so many times, but it's true. There's much more personal gratification for having a station where you can get out and communicate without. There are limitations, obviously, based upon your own elevation and how much you can afford for an antenna or a tower. But it's better than because once you get up a decent station for Simplex, you can talk to 40 repeaters if you want to.
Oh yeah, because then you're right. You're right. Coverage is so much better. Yeah, I remember I've done the Skymont horseback ride with the Nashville Club before, and we were having trouble getting to the repeater there in Mount Eagle. It was a hard haul to get to it from Altamont up there at the Skymont Scout Reservation, and I had actually suggested years ago now that we just try Simplex out there, and it is kind of a hilly area. So it's like, well, maybe we're going to be down in a hole, but Simplex actually worked better for us than trying to use the repeater. And so from then on, we did that event, that horseback ride, Simplex, all Simplex.
Oh, excellent. That's good. I had wondered that because I was with the Nashville Club a long time ago, but I had never been out to Skymont or any of their events. I had other issues going on, but I always wondered why they didn't do that since it's all on one pretty much level locale for the Skymont thing. Why they didn't just use Simplex? It's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, it is SkyMart does have some pretty deep hills, but it worked. I mean, and there were a couple cases where, like for example, if you were at their little reservoir there down in Sam, you were kind of down in a hole. But usually, even if net control couldn't hear you, somebody else could, and we could just relay, go old school with it, and it worked better than trying to boost power and get all the way to that repeater down in Mount Eagle.
Oh, absolutely. But the key is, if you know about that ahead of time, those lower elevations, hopefully if there were trees in the vicinity, that you could simply throw, and I've done it myself. You just throw up I've got a portable stacked 2 5/8 waves antenna wire. It's homemade, and you just throw it up on a tree, and you can 5 watts will get you out of any hole.
Yeah, get altitude on the antenna. I had an old copper pipe J-pole that I hoisted up in a tree out there. Worked great.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is that people? It's much more exciting, and it's much more gratifying to do those things and communicate. And you go, all right, I don't really need somebody else's equipment to do my job. Well, I say job. It's the wrong word to say, but you know what I'm saying. I don't need other people's equipment to communicate properly, and I don't have to worry about the repeater ID, and I don't have to worry about the the interruptions of the repeater, and I don't have to worry what I say to upset the repeater owner.
There you go. And yeah, communication is key. That's what we're trying to do. That's why I don't like some of these modes that are, contest only. Like, ham radio should be conversational. We should be able to rag you. It's just, I've made contact with all these places. Okay, yeah, what you talking about? That's kind of been my comeback to that. But that's just KF4LNX, right?
Yeah, very good, Jared. No, I've used that similar saying though about that conversation. Is that let's say somebody has a lot of fun working HF, and it's fun. I've done it. I do it. It's fun. But it is, the people I worked overseas, my odds of seeing them, meeting them, and becoming, I'll say, friends, using that term loosely, are pretty darn slim. So all ham radio is really local, and there's so little activity on repeaters that Simplex, I found, we've developed, we've got, oh God, I don't know how many check-ins we've had total. I don't try not to keep track. I wouldn't, and I haven't. But I'd say we've had, all told, I'm willing to bet we have had 250 different people check in on this net, from the vicinity, from the greater Middle Tennessee area, and it leads people to see that they can do better, and they do better. They go out and say, hey, I should get a better antenna. This is ham radio. I'm supposed to be doing the best job I can. Anyway, it all works for good.
Amen. Praise the Lord. You nailed it. All right, well, I'll keep tying this net up too much longer. I've enjoyed listening. I'm only able to really hear you because, again, mobile antenna, I'm not really hearing these other stations talking to you, but I'm hearing you just fine.
Well, if you have a smartphone, you can pick it up on YouTube, because I simulcast on YouTube on the for the Face of My Radio.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll probably do that next time, maybe Wednesday. But for right now, I'm about to go enter Walmart time. Lord Walmart's store.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, no, I'm very familiar with Walmart. We always joke about it. Anyway, no, just put my call K4PEW into the search box on YouTube. It'll bring my channel right up, and you can see the signal strength and hear the other stations that you wouldn't normally hear, particularly mobile.
Roger that. Thank you. Yeah, 4LNX.
Very good. That was Jared, Kilo Foxtrot 4 Lima November X-ray, and he's mobile at the moment, just around the corner from my house. Who else is south or east?
KI4SIB, KI4SOR. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Mr. Richard. How you doing with Stephanie?
We're doing fine. Just glad you're back off your trip. I hope you had a good time and all that good stuff. But I couldn't hear Michael. I could hear him scratching, but I couldn't hear what he was saying and nothing else about that. So that's all right. Well, there was one point I did hear him, but then something happened and I quit hearing him, and I don't know what brought that on. But hopefully he'll get his antenna a little bit higher, or I can get mine a little higher or something, and maybe we can get to where we can communicate. Carry on, 7-3 to everybody on the net. Talk to you when I can. KI4SIB. Thank you, sir.
What you need to do is, I've learned this. You can take, I saw this on YouTube, so it must be true. Try to straighten out your feed line so it's exactly straight, and that way you get a lot more power.
There you go.
Doesn't have to go down these twisting roads. I guess that's an April Fool's joke. All right, that's Richard, KI4SIB and KI4SOR, Stephanie, his bride. They're just west of downtown Lebanon. By the way, yeah, he's got an elevation problem, as you know. Michael does down there, adjacent to, just west of the airport. So he's at relatively low elevation compared to me, and I think compared to you. Anyway, who else is east?
KK5S, I'm 43.
Hold on, Stan. I had who do I have? Oh, Carrie. There you go. How you doing, Carrie?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Well, I'd say if I was any better well, no, I'll do like Tom Parker says. I'm better than I deserve.
I understand and can relate to that very well. Just wanted to check internet, kind of join this thing. I will tell you a little bit of a funny on myself, though.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, y'all can all pick on me about this. I'm sitting here waiting for the net, excited that I'm back for this weekend, so I don't have to worry about somebody fuss about me being on the radio and everything else. I'm going, there's nothing but static, and it's 5 minutes late. It's all not good in the net tonight. And then I realized I didn't have an antenna hooked up.
I have, yeah, don't get me going on that one because I've done that more times than I care to tell you.
Yeah, I done hooked everything for the storm, and you mentioned a while ago about watching the weather with the dogs, and I did the same thing last night. And so, like I say, knowing what was coming in, I done hooked everything to make sure that didn't run any risk. And I forgot to hook the antenna back up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. I came into the other day. I was maybe that was yesterday. I forget what it was, and I said, "Man, that radio's been quiet today. Like nobody's on the air at all." I think it was Friday, and then I go, "Oh, I didn't have the antenna hooked up." I just wondered why I didn't hear anybody on the air at all. Anyway, anything else good for the net, Carrie?
Native, thanks for what you do, and we appreciate it. I'll let you get back to it. Have a good weekend.
All righty, that's Carrie, Kilo 5 Sierra. He's over in Baird's Mill. Who else? I heard Stan, and that's who I heard in there. Stan, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, Paul. How about you?
Oh, I'm getting along for a semi-old man. I used to think 73 and 74 was old, but now it's young.
Yeah, I'm getting old too. I'm sort of kind of looking forward to having cataract surgery on April 17th, but in a way I am, and in a way I'm not. Kind of nervous about it.
Well, from what I've seen, my mother had that, my grandmother had that, and from the people I know, it's a fairly routine surgery with very few risks.
Yeah, that's what I understand, but hopefully it'll go well.
Well, I always get nervous when somebody says they're going to poke syringes and knives into my eyeball.
Yeah, me too.
Very good. When's that scheduled for, Stan?
April 17th.
Well, very good. I think I'm hoping it'll turn out well. And you're supposed to be you have cataracts? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, I have cataracts in both eyes. The one in the left eye is the first one. So we're going to have it operated on first, and we'll see how it goes with the right eye. I'm sure at some point I'll have to have it in the right eye too.
Very good. Well, I don't like to have things that's very good, but no, I'm glad you're going to get it repaired because, like my mother's vision improved dramatically. It was great. Anyway, anything else for the net, Stan?
No, that's all, Paul. Back to net.
Very, very good. That's Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in just north of downtown Lebanon. Who else is east? Oh man, you're staticky tonight. It's Kilo Bravo 5. Bravo what? Man, that static is killing you tonight. I'm going to get it right anyway. It's Bravo Echo what? Or Bravo X-ray, right?
Echo Charlie Victoria. EDC.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. I should remember that because it's a transposed letters for someone else who's got the CVE, and that's Greg down there in Antioch. It's just the suffix of CVE. Yours is EC, the Echo Charlie Vic. How are you doing?
Yeah, let me get past this wall here because I know you're going to lose me with this rock wall. Trying to get the heck out of Dodge.
Oh yeah, which way you headed?
Well,
Yeah, it's sometimes echo 440 is a little tough on a mobile.
There's a big rock wall now, and I got a truck and a pickup truck now that's going 25 mile an hour, perfect speed. You know, no, just trying to get out of the city, working on my day off, yada yada yada. Didn't lose anything until Wednesday, and I lost my antennas on the roof of the house. There you go.
Oh boy, so you did lose some antennas, huh?
Yeah, today, not during the tornadoes, but I did today.
Oh wow. Where were they mounted? Were they mounted on the eaves?
Yeah, they just mounted up there, and it was a temporary setup, I know, but I'm still waiting to get my tower together. But now there's a couple antennas left to put up there, so.
Yeah, no, I've been down that road myself. Um, how else is it going there? And it's Eddie, right? No, 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 ECV. No, I'm getting the wrong name attached to the wrong person there. I'm sorry about that. It's Larry.
There you go. Yeah. No, we're doing good. I'm hoping for my one day off tomorrow. I'm gonna get the concrete in, and we'll let that set up for a couple of weeks ago, and then we'll start put everything together. Four element
Oh, that'd be great. Um, I was just looking up. Yeah, see, you're from where your QTH is. You're 50 miles from me, but you should do fine with a tower.
Well, I hope.
Yeah, I don't know what the from Hickman County. I'm not sure what the elevation profile looks like, but I'll have to look that up. Have you ever looked up the elevation profile, like between you and Nashville?
Well, yeah, there's peaks at 1,000 feet between me and Nashville, and I'm at 900 feet.
Okay, yeah, it's how close are they to your home?
Probably 15, 20 miles.
Yeah, see, that distance seems to make a difference, as the signal goes up over and around obstructions. More so, I noticed that like Smyrna, coming north from Smyrna, I know that one development that one of the fellows is in down there. He cannot get crap going north because there's a 600-foot hill between him and it's close to his location. It's relative, it's within a mile or two.
Yeah, well, I get everything to the east and to the south very good. I pick up quite a bit. You don't want to be down in Tennessee, but can't hardly get back toward Nashville.
Well, you'll find out with the beam and the tower. I think you'll find out what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's all like I'm trying to put out there. Like I already tried to get twice, but I'm a lot bigger than that.
All right, very good, Larry. That was Larry, Kilo Bravo 5, Echo Charlie Victor, Mobile, headed west, toward Hickman County. Who else is anywhere?
Whiskey 8, Papa, Lima Alpha, Philip with 2 L's in Lebanon.
Hey, very good. How you doing, Philip? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good, Paul. Uploading some ARL VE test sessions that we did tonight. Listen to the net.
Oh, that's right. Today was the first net meeting. I mean, not net meeting, but club meeting of the month, wasn't it?
Yeah, copy that.
Good. How many did you have in there?
We had 4. We got 2 new extras, and we got a general out of it. One that did not succeed on the technician.
Well, that can happen. They just either got the wrong test questions.
Oh, that's right. Maybe he'll come back next time.
He didn't want to take it a second time?
There you go. But no, I haven't got anything else for the net. Just hope everybody out there is doing well. And I want to say step 3 to everybody. WHCLA, back to that control.
Very good. I had a guy down in Florida I knew that on the air he told everybody he failed the tech exam twice.
Well, we generally let them take it, offer to let them take it again. But there were so many myths that we just felt like that he needed to do a little more studying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, that's not a bad thing because truthfully, people who have little or no background in technical things are the ones that really have to work harder to take the test. And it's not that it's so difficult, but again, if you have no technical background, it's a little harder.
Oh yeah, copy that. Well, I've got nothing else, Paul. WHCLA.
Very good. Very good. That's Philip. He's got nothing else. Whiskey 8, Papa Lima Alpha. That's what his XYL said. That's what she told me. Who else is any place anywhere? Oh wow, that signal, the audio is very low, and I didn't catch all of that. Let's try that one more time.
Radio 3 Lima Delta Charlie Whiskey 4 Foxtrot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm not copying you very well. So if you do that one more time, real slow, and do it a couple of times, I'm going to do better. It's really my fault, not yours.
Radio 3 Lima Delta Charlie Whiskey 4 Foxtrot.
Okay, do I hear that? Radio 3 Delta Charlie Whiskey / something. Okay, and what's happening here, and again, I'm not copying your full call, and I don't know your name, but sometimes when you're transmitting, it's not you. There's something that's a noise that jumps in there on your signal, and it wipes out whatever you said, and I'm not getting the whole thing. Is anybody else copying this station? All righty, we're not getting anybody else, so let's try it again. And it is Radio 3. Am I correct on that? It's Radio 3 is the first 2 digits. Radio 3 Delta, is that correct? Wow, that's horrible. The noise is killing me on that. I can't get your whole call, and it's very frustrating. Sure, there's nobody else out there copying that signal. Where are you located? I'm not sure I'm going to hear you properly, but where are you located? One more time. Where could you give me your call another couple of times, because I'm not copying it correctly. Well, I think I either lost him or he gave up. I don't know which, but it sounded like it was a foreign call with Radio 3 Delta. I don't think I've run into that before. Well, very good. We're looking for lollygaggers, lurkers, and sandbaggers right now. All right. Any place, anywhere? Please come now. It's Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf. Is that correct? Oh, very good. And I have forgotten what your name is. If you've checked in before, my memory isn't as good as it used to be, and my memory's not as good as it used to be. Oh, very good. How you doing, Kevin? No, it's funny. Never mind. Never mind. Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf. How's it going up there in Bethpage?
Oh, pretty good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's nice to be able to spend time with your grandchildren.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So, I'm gonna get off there. Have a good one.
Very good. That's Kevin and Bethpage. Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot Echo Golf. So any other stations out there? Lurkers, lollygaggers, sandbaggers. Let's see what else we have. Ne'er-do-wells, preppers, and time survivalists, flat earthers. That's about it. So it's Radio 3. Did come in better that time. Radio 3 Lima Delta Charlie, and then it was / what? Very good. And where are you visiting the area? I take it. Oh, very good. Glad to have you in there. Yeah, because I'm here in Mount Juliet, as you probably know. You must be operating off of an HT, are you?
Yeah.
That's why. I'm probably the only one hearing you. In fact, I'm sure I asked it and nobody else answered. Yeah, I hear fairly well with an HT in most of Mount Juliet, but it gets a little bad. But anyway, that R3 call, where is that from originally?
I'm from the great East. I just got to see what we have found out. Radio South, the front, it's all. I have nothing to do with this. So, about 40 years ago.
Very good. Yeah, I'm not catching all of that because of the noise and it's because of the low signal level of the HT. But hold on, let me just hold 1 second here. Radio 3. Okay, I was just like trying to look it up, and I'm catching you probably are on QRZ. Is that correct? Okay. Says Romeo Radio 3 Lima Delta Charlie. I guess I just have to put in that whiskey, that slash whiskey 4. I guess.
Yeah, United Radio 3.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I wrote down. I didn't hear the United in my mind. There, it's Radio United Radio 3. I got you. Lima Delta Charlie. Got it. Everybody's looking it up on their computers probably who's online here. Slash whiskey 4. That should get it. United Radio 3, Lima Delta Charlie. I don't know. It's still not bringing it up as that call sign. I'm a little confused by that, but hold on, copy. Hold on. I'll be there in a second. Okay. I don't know why. It doesn't come up on QRZ. Is that Uniform Radio 3, Lima Delta Charlie / Whiskey 4? So that's what I've got here. So you're originally, Fred, that call was original Ukrainian call sign. Is that correct? Ah, very good. Very good. How long have you been here? Ah, okay. Very good. Very good. I hope you're enjoying it here because it's a nice place. Well, very good. Well, if you're close by, you want to make sure to come over to our breakfast at the Golden Corral there in Hermitage. It'll be the second Saturday of the month at 8 a.m. Well, very good. Glad to have you in. I don't think I caught your first name. What was your first name? And okay, is that O-L what? Oh, okay, very good, Oleg. It's good to have you in there. Appreciate it. And bearing with my inability to hear you properly on your HT. Very good. That was Oleg's Uniform Radio 3 Lima Delta Charlie / Whiskey 4. And he's here in Mount Juliet. And I've been here several years. And he's originally from the Ukraine. That's why I still got a Ukraine call sign. Very good. Anybody else? Please come now. All right, we're going to move over to, where did I say we're going? Oh, yeah, 2 meters upper sideband, 144.240. We're running a little long here tonight, but it's been fun, I think, I hope. 144.240. We'll see you over there, K4P. All righty, here we are, 144.240. This is K4PEW, looking for stations from the north. Please come now. Anybody from the north, please come now. Anybody? From the west?
KM4YRF.
I think everybody went to sleep. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good, Paul. I may not be able to check in on 6 meters. I just tried it, and the SWR is kind of high, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I know, man. We got to stop this weather from messing up antennas. That's all there is to it.
I hear you. We'll carry on.
Very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. And who else is west or north or west? All right, Berg. How are you copying me, Greg? Because you're a little low on the signal. All righty. Was it what's it been like before? Do you remember? Okay, very good. Just wanted to trying to remember how I was before. That was Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
Are you trying to make everybody look bad there, Jack, with a big signal? Very good. That was Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor in Donaldson. Who else is west? Ah, you got a big signal here. It's not a feed line problem there, Charles.
Well, right now the noise is gone.
Ah, very good. No, you sound good. You sound good here on 2 meters upper side, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, and everyone have a good evening. 7:30, KC14.
Very good. That's Charles in West Nashville, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Who else is west or south? Anybody else west or south? Okay, over to the east. We'll go all the way around. We've been north, south. Anybody, any place, anywhere?
AM4HQ.
KM4HQ. You sound real good there, Stan. Very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. That's Stan in Lebanon. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? All right. I think we closed it out with a mere 6, but that's not unusual. We're going to move over to, if you would announce that, Michael, we're going over to 6 meters, even if you won't be there. Would you do that for me?
I'll do it, Paul. KM4, where are you?
Very good. Okay, so we'll close out that portion of the net, and we're going over to 6 meters, 50.135. Is anybody copying me out there? It's K4PEW. Hey, hold on, hang on one second. I can't believe it's. I should have checked this out earlier, but I'm not. It's not tuning up properly on this on the 6 meter band here. Yeah, let's try that right there. K4PEW. You copying me at all there, Greg? K4PEW. Are you copying me at all there? Try calling out yourself. Is anybody else copying you there, Greg? Yeah, I am. It's just not very well. It doesn't want to tune up on my antenna. Greg, are you copying me at all on this antenna? K4PEW. Well, I don't know how good that is. Is there anybody else out there besides Greg?
I hear you, WB0NOR.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm on a different antenna, and I didn't expect that I'd have problems with my original one. Okay, so I got me, and I got Greg in there, and I heard Mark in there, KB0NOO. Who else was there? They heard Joel in there? All right, I heard Joel in there, KO4OTV. Sounds good. Who else is any place, anywhere? All right, got Stan in there, KM4HQE in Lebanon. Sounds good. I'm amazed. I'm working off that 6 through 80 dipole. Oh no, off center fed Wyndham is what I'm working on. Who else is west or any place? Did I miss anybody? I got myself. I got KD4CVE Greg. I got Kilo Bravo 0 NOO Mark, Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor Joel, and I got Stan KM4HQE. Is anybody else? Is anybody copying anything I can't hear? Any station, please come now. K4PEW. Got nothing. Okay, we're going to move right along. It was a pretty short night on 6 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations. And Mike couldn't check in because he's having antenna problems himself. So that would have made another one. So we're running a little long, but we're going to let it go with that. I'm going to move over to 223.415 for those that are still with us and awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And we look forward to being there. K4PEW. K4PEW running late. Anybody out there on 223.415?
AG4 ILD.
All right, I'm hearing Jack with a big signal. Anybody else?
Or CVE. Jack, were you trying on 6 meters? I didn't hear you. No, it was so noisy. I could hear you, but I didn't even try. Oh, very cool. Or CVE.
Yeah, very good. Anybody else out there? So far, we got myself and Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, and Greg, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
WV0, Noah?
Ah, very good. You sound good, Mark.
You're about the only one I can hear still.
Yeah, well, you're still, which one are you still working off that attic thing?
Oh, I'm on a discount on the tower, but it's terrible.
Yeah, you tell me how they can say a discone is broadband and it makes a great receive, but it stinks at transmits.
Well, I think the truth of the matter is that if you're listening only to high power base stations on the scanner, it works fine.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be the key there. It's not really for weak stations. Otherwise, you'd have a much bigger antenna, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Its only claim to fame is that it's so broadband. I mean, I don't know, what is it, 100 megahertz to 1 gigahertz or something?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, what are you going to expect for something that has technically a less than 1.0 gain?
Yeah. Well, you know, they use them at airports, mostly because they shoot straight up.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you look at them, you look at control towers, you'll see a lot of them.
Did you ever? I'm sure you've seen the giant discones they had for HF on old Navy ships, haven't you?
Oh yeah, and I used to have one not too far from my house in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Collins had an HF discount out in the field.
Oh wow. Yeah, you don't see too many of those. I also notice that the next time I'm at the airport on those discounts. That's interesting. But they are generally going up. So they technically, would they be good for any of that satellite stuff?
No, I don't think they're good for much of anything.
Maybe that's what they ought to put in the catalog. Not much good for anything.
Yeah. Well, I've had it up there 20 years, and I used to feel the need a lot of times to monitor a lot of commercial frequencies. And since there were so many of them, they were so far apart, it worked good for VHF, UHF, 800, and most anything in between.
Well, that makes sense, though. For commercial frequencies, it would be a perfect antenna for that broadband receiver.
Yep. But anyway,
no,
it's still there. My 220 antenna is still in the garage, and it's now getting warm enough as the wind will die down. Maybe I'll grab Robin and get it put up.
Oh, forget about Robin. I'll send my ex-wife over there. She'll do it for you.
She hurt her back, didn't she?
Yeah, she broke her 2 vertebrae in her back. Yeah, she's not going to be doing any climbing very soon.
Okay. Well, let me know when she gets well.
I'll let you know. Okay, I'll put it on her work schedule. Anyway, anybody else out there besides Mike? Anybody else here? Mark, by the way. Yeah, Jack or Greg, are you copying Mark?
Every other word.
Okay, very good. Yeah, he's got a little rough system there. He's got a discone. He probably heard me saying that. Anybody else copying Jack?
Negative copy. I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, on that David ship, was it an actual disc, a solid disc and a solid cone?
No, it was the same kind of thing. It's got the multiple angled radials going down, and then a whole bunch of horizontal radials, on the top of it.
Yeah, there's a cone ones are the original ones that were true disc and a cone. It's not radial.
Yeah, no, I got you. And I just wonder if they do that for wind load, or they do it, but it receives better with that cone.
I think it look cool.
There's I'll have to get a picture of it. There's a funeral home up here whatever the name of it is. I don't remember the name of it. It's right up here on Mount Juliet Road, and he's apparently a ham used to live there or does live there, and he's got a vertical that I don't remember if it has radios or not, but in certain parts, at least one or two places, I'll have to look again on the antenna, it has a cone in that antenna, and it looks like it's made for radio.
Wonder what those do, like crap, maybe.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'll take a look because I'll have to ask Robin. He probably knows because he's been around on ham radio a lot longer than me, and he's more of an antenna guy.
That's what I would say. It's a crap.
It's a what?
It says it's a crap.
Could be. I don't know. I just know that it's got, almost, I'm going to say in roughly they might have been 6 or 8 inches in diameter on the largest bottom section of the cone, and then the top one would seem to be, the same diameter as the antenna.
Heard you asking about satellites. Those antennas have to be circular polarization.
Yeah, that was my understanding. That's why when he said it goes straight up, but then I thought to myself, they're not going to produce much power, so it's not going to be helpful to be a discone.
I used to use the discone years ago when I listened to shortwave.
Oh, really? I just got an alert over my thing here. It says severe thunderstorm warning for Nashville right now. That was from WSMV. It says 60-mile-an-hour plus wind gusts and 1-inch hail.
I think you're getting the late update.
I don't know, when was that? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, that'd be from yesterday.
Why would I get it now? What's wrong with these? That behind over WSMV?
That's breaking news. You're getting that breaking news.
It's breaking for the next one a week from now, I guess. Well, okay, I think we've all wrapped it up here. Appreciate everybody being there. Mark, really, if you need help, let me know what you need help on that antenna. Either me or Wes can hopefully, or me or I'll get it right in a second here. Me or Robin, whatever. Let me know. And appreciate everybody checking in. And we did have, what did I say? We had me, let's see, it was me and Greg and Mark. I don't think there was anybody else, was there? Ah, very good. I was wondering if you had been in there listening or what, lurking. How you doing, Charles?
Well, I can only hear one side, so I have to take my turn.
Oh, I got you. Very good. You can only hear me, huh?
I can only hear you. I did hear Jack.
Oh, good, good. Jack, give your call out again and see if Charles can hear you okay.
824 LD. You got a copy there, Charles?
I don't think you heard Jack on that, did you, Charles?
I didn't hear that time.
Yeah, well, the weather conditions or whatever, but as we found out, 220 isn't that great of a communicator. Well, very good. Appreciate everybody being there. And there's nobody else in there before we move on? All righty. Appreciate you being there. K4PEW. I got dogs hounding me to go outside. So have a good night, everybody. 73. Good night, everybody.